Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us today. My name is Francesca. I work with the New School of Architecture and Design, and I'll be your host today. We have great things prepared for you, and we have I'll have several other presenters, so you can see a different point of view in the material we've prepared for you. I'd like to go over some of the main topics that we plan on covering today, so you know what to expect. And then we'll move into the actual presentation. Before we get started, I wanted to let you know that there's a Q&A box somewhere on your screen. So that's where you can ask the questions throughout the entire presentation. Just so you know, we'll keep all the questions for towards the end. So we'll have Fabiola manage the Q&A session, and we'll answer them all towards after we present the material. So we'll start with an overview of New School of Architecture and Design and some of the reasons why international students typically choose New School for their study abroad program. Then I will have Stefania, my friend Stefania here, cover all of the program offerings that we have available at the moment. And Melissa, here on my right, will be responsible for introducing you to the shorter programs available at New School. For those of you that are not ready to commit to a full degree programs, but still wants to get a little bit of a taste of what New School is all about. So starting with a little bit of history, and I don't think the slide is changing, so Michelle, if you can click on it, that would be great. So starting with a little bit of history of New School of Architecture and Design. So it was founded about less than 26 years ago. So it's been around for a very long time, and it's always been established in San Diego. It started out as a pure architecture school, so its fame in the architecture world in Southern California is very strong at this point. It's very well connected. However, over the years, we started introducing different programs in many different areas. So now we offer programs in design, programming digital arts, and we continue offering architecture and construction management for those of you that are interested in the built environment. The other important thing to remember is that we offer both undergraduate degrees and graduate programs in a couple of the departments and undergraduate degrees in some others. But we'll cover all the programs later, and Stefania will guide you through that. So I think what I thought was very important was to understand why international students decide to visit New School and then eventually start one of the design programs offered here. Probably the biggest attraction is the location. I actually came to the state as an international student myself, moving from Europe and from Italy specifically, and I chose San Diego as my place for my study abroad program. And I have to say that it's been one of the best decisions of my life. San Diego represents a perfect combination of urban environment and relaxed, a little more easygoing lifestyle of a beach town. So you can find a little bit of everything for everyone. If you like the outdoors, probably the weather will be your best companion here. There are 75 degrees year-round, so excellent weather for outdoor activities and just for a happy mood every day, basically. If you're more into cultural events, entertainment, urban environments or so, downtown offers everything that larger American metropolis offer. But at the same time, it's not, in my opinion, as overwhelming as some of these larger cities like Los Angeles or New York. You can still find everything here, but at the same time, I think it's easier for an international student that has to overcome a lot of changes, basically, to find themselves at ease and find themselves comfortable. So I personally had a great experience, and I always recommend all of our students to keep in mind the environment in addition to the school that they're applying to. Last reason why San Diego is an excellent location for a study abroad program. It's actually one of the most desirable cities in the world for a study abroad program. Is the fact that it has on its own, it's a multicultural type of environment. That's what it offers. There are people from all over the world that visit on a regular basis, people that live here, that are from all over the country and the world as well. It is the closest city in California to the Mexican border, so there's definitely an influence from Latin America. And I would say that in general, the population here is very welcoming. So it can be probably because of the easygoing lifestyle, the surf type of environment, but just in general, I found myself at ease, and I found a lot of my classmates, from all over the world, from Asia and South America, Europe as well, to find themselves in a very good place when they study the study abroad program here. Now that we've learned about the location, let's learn about NewSchool specifically. Why it's a good idea to choose this school in the heart of San Diego. The academics that you will find here are at a very high level. So, and proof to that is the fact that in recent months and years, the school has been recognized by industry publications specifically. So, and I say this with a lot of pride, because industry professionals tend to be very selective when it comes to schools that they support. So when it comes to the education of their employees. And so NewSchool has been recognized by several publications. We have a full list of them. It's not listed here, but the other thing that makes me usually very happy is the fact that each one of the departments has been recognized for different reasons. So we have been recognized for design, for digital arts, architecture undergraduate, and graduate architecture as well. In addition to that, the faculty members that teach at NewSchool are, we have Harvard graduates, winner of major prizes like the Rome Prize, which is the top architecture recognition in the world. We have a couple of faculty members that teach here and won this prize in the past. Just in general, the fact that our faculty members come from the profession is also representation of credibility of NewSchool and its ability to teach and prepare students for such an enticing career like architecture, design, or digital arts. Moving on, another thing that we like to cover during these sessions is the accreditation. So how do you determine if a school is credible or not in the United States? One of the ways you can use to do that is looking at the accreditations that it holds. So institutionally, we're very proud to say that we are accredited by WASC, which stands for Western Association of Schools and Colleges. And for those of you that this name doesn't say a whole lot, it'll probably suffice to know that it's the same type of accreditation that all state schools have in the western region of the countries, like San Diego State has it, but also institutions like UC Berkeley, Stanford, they all kind of hold this type of institutional accreditation. So that's the accreditation that you should look for when you're comparing institutions in the United States. Additionally, we've been holding a NAB accreditation for the longest time, literally for 30 years or even longer. NAB stands for National Architectural Accrediting Board. It's the only accreditation that leads to licensure. So students that graduate from our programs, our accredited programs, both undergraduate and graduate, at the graduate level, will be able to apply will be able to pursue their license in the United States. For foreign locations, we always encourage students to do their own research, of course, but the one thing that you need to remember is that this is guaranteed. Having this type of accreditation guarantees the highest standards of an education in architecture. That's how I see that, at least, as on that. Now, continuing on reasons why students choose NewSchool for their study abroad program is the student experience. So the campus is perfectly designed for a design and architecture school. So we have about 7-8 studios divided by course and year. So you'll always find yourself in a place with peers that will be interested in the same things you're interested in. Will be able to build a sense of community with you. So we also believe that that's very important for both domestic students and international students as well. Architecture, design, these are very social type of careers. So you'll be working with clients in the future. You'll be working with your colleagues on team projects. And that's important that you start experiencing that. The one thing that we always promise our students is that we try to bridge the gap between education and the real world, which is something that not all schools are able to do that. Every time I hear student testimonial or so, the one thing that they always mention is how well the school prepared them for the career they found themselves in. So career preparedness right away from the very beginning of the program. The sense of community that is very important and happens here regularly is being supported by the fact that the classes that we offer are very small. So not only community among students, but community and close relationship with faculty members. That, as we said before, also working professionals. So that means that you'll have access to a network of professionals while you're in school. That's incredibly important to understand how the industry works. Not just to acquire the skills, but it's important to also understand how you can apply them in the real world. So that's the one promise we offer. We have a career services department that works very closely to faculty members, to students, and the industry itself. So they really reach out. They try to understand what the industry is looking for and match our students based on their skills and their abilities to do that. So over the years, really we've developed a large network of companies that support NewSchool. You see some of the names on the slide now. Some of them might not be so familiar to you if you're not really into the architecture industry, but like Gensler is the largest architectural firm in the world. They have a large office in San Diego. They support NewSchool. They've been supporting it by being part of the advisory board. We have faculty members that work there. They've hired a number of alumni from NewSchool that are currently working there and are successful and have been successful over the years. Nokia doesn't need any introduction. Autodesk is one of the largest software developers in the world, and Qualcomm is the largest company in San Diego that does telecommunication basically here. So we work with them in their visual communication department in our digital arts school, basically, our section. So said that, we try to prepare our students for careers, not just in the United States, but in their own home countries. So the last reason that I wanted to cover today why students get excited about NewSchool is the fact that through NewSchool they have access to an incredibly large network of universities. So NewSchool is part of Laureate International Universities, which is literally the largest higher education network of schools in the world. You can see the numbers on the slides, and they're just incredible. 29 countries covered by the schools, over 80 institutions worldwide. We've reached, I believe, 1 million students throughout the entire world. We have incredible study abroad programs, and Stefania will cover that partially. Study abroad programs that will give you the chance to not only visit San Diego, so kind of having a study abroad program within the study abroad program. So if you kind of undecided between two locations, maybe you can cover them both with a degree at NewSchool and a study abroad program within that degree. Okay, so we'll get a little more in details on that later on. But just to summarize very quickly, so main reasons why NewSchool is typically the school of choice for international students interested in architecture, design, and digital arts. We talked about the student experience. We talked about the academics. We talked about the career readiness and the location itself and the global opportunities through the international network. So now I'll have Stefania let you know what programs we have to offer for you so you can see if there's a match between your interests and expectations and what we have to offer.
Hello everybody, thank you Francesca for the great introduction.
Thank you.
My name is Stefania Costa and I am the International Enrollment Manager. Like Francesca, I was actually an international student myself, so I think that every day I am reminded of the importance of this choice that you make to leave your country and to go and further your education in the United States, like just we did. It's a wonderful experience, but in order to make the right decision, you have to have all the information that you need. So this is why we're here today. As a reminder, we're still taking questions, and I see a lot of them coming in on our chat, so I encourage you to keep writing. We're going to have a Q&A session at the end. So if we mention something that is not really clear, feel free to type into the inbox, and then we're going to keep track of all those questions and get back to you at the end. So I am going to give you an overview of all the programs that are offered here at the school, and then we talk a little bit about admissions. So Francesca mentioned that we have architecture, we have design, we have digital art. So what are we exactly? The name of the school is New School of Architecture and Design. So within our college, we have 3 schools under the same umbrella. The first one that I would like to talk about is the architecture school. And they are also color-coded. So in all our marketing material in our website, when you come to campus, you can see that here. Whenever you see anything green, we know it's related to architecture. When you see anything blue, it's related to design. Whatever you see in red is connected to the media design school. So let's break down those programs and see what each school offers. So let's start with the design school. The design school only offers undergraduate programs. So we're talking about bachelor degrees, and all those programs are 4-year programs. We have strategic design and management, we have product design, and we have interior architecture and design. At the very bottom of the first square, you see that there is a little symbol, DA. So I would just like to spend a few words and tell you what this is. DA stands for Domus Academy. I don't know if any of you are familiar with this name, but it's very popular, especially in Europe, where Domus Academy has been in business for many, many years and has been recognized as the leading school in design. So as we said earlier, we originally started off as architecture, but we wanted to add more and more to our schools. So we decided to embrace the curriculum of Domus Academy, bring it over to actually physically bring it over to our school. We have the department chair of our design programs that moved from Milan, where Domus Academy is based. She came to San Diego and she opened those programs here. They have been extremely successful, and we are launching the new strategic design and management this fall. Product design and interior design have been open for a few years, and they're really great with our students that are interested in this side of the design. For the second school is the green, so you know it's architecture. We have undergraduate program and graduate program for architecture and for construction management. So for architecture, we have a 4-year program, which is a Bachelor of Arts in Architecture, and we have a 5-year program, which is a Bachelor of Architecture at the undergraduate level. At the graduate level, we have master programs in architecture. Just a few words that I want to say about our master programs. A lot of students ask me, if I don't have a background in architecture, can I take a master in architecture? Yes, you can. We have a couple of options. We have a 1-year program and we have a 3-year program for students who do not have any experience in architecture. And we also have a 2-year program for students that already have their undergraduate in architecture and they want to do a master in the United States. Construction management is a program that I like to explain as the business side of architecture. For example, if you go to a construction site, you see a person that is almost in charge of all the operations. This is basically what the construction manager is. This figure is very interesting because it was not really a profession that required a degree until a few years ago. It was just somebody with a lot of experience who decided to take charge and become the construction management. But the need for this profession became more and more. This is why this specific program is in very high demand, and the placement rate that we have for this program is 100%, so much that our students get job offers even when they're still in school. The third school that we have here at NewSchool is the Media Design School. And again, you see a legal logo at the bottom right. We partner up like we did for Domus, we did with Media Design School in New Zealand. So we are really spread out all over the world, even just with our programs. In this school, we only offer, again, undergraduate programs. Both programs are 4 years, and we have a media design program and a game art program. And we feel that really this is the new industry because now everything is going digital. So if you were interested in what a few years ago we used to call graphic design, nowadays it's actually media design because of course we still have brochures and billboards, but everything is going digital. And again, there was a need in the market for those professions, and this is where we come in. We offer bachelor degrees in this area. The next few slides are just going to show you why you should choose our school for each specific area. So let's start again with the green, so it's architecture. Francesca mentioned this before, that our courses are NAB accredited. Again, in the future, after you finish your programs, if you decide to become a licensed architect, you can do so if you graduated from a NAB accredited school, which we are. So if you're looking at any architecture program, regardless of the school, make sure that the school holds this accreditation. Project-based learning, this is one of the favorite things that I like to talk about. When our students come in and we give them a tour, they're really fascinated by what we call the design studio. This is a large space dedicated to, especially to architecture, but we also have for design and digital arts. And that really becomes your space. It becomes your home away from home. I really see students here spending more time here than at home. This is where you do your project, where you study, where you mingle with your classmates. And we really spend a lot of time doing. We really learn by doing. So you will be doing a lot of projects, hands-on projects, which we think is very important also because it will allow you to have a very broad portfolio once you finish your courses. Award-winning practicing faculty. As Francesca mentioned, most of our faculty members are actually professionals that still work, and what they do, they bring the real projects into the classroom. And I will show you in a few slides later coming up that our students participate in a lot of contests, and most of the time they actually win. The international component is something that I'm a biggest supporter of, and we already talked about it. You can have summer programs or exchange programs, abroad programs in Italy, Spain, or Denmark. So this is a very important and unique point to our school. This is just a little summary of what I mentioned before, just to close up regarding architecture. In the undergraduate department, we have architecture and construction management, and for the graduate program, again, we only have architecture programs. And construction management is only online. So if you're interested in staying in your own country and studying online, this could be a good option for you. What I just mentioned earlier about our students doing projects and really working hands-on, this is a great success story of 3 of our master students that decided to have their thesis project. They call it courtyard, and the concept is to have a park that you can actually move and rebuild in different neighborhoods and sides of the city. That was their thesis project. They decided to pitch it to the city and see if they could actually build it. And guess what? Now this is across the street from our school. So this actually happened. It was a project made on paper, and now when we look outside our window, we can actually see it. So this is a great success story. Going back to what I mentioned before, participating in a lot of competitions. This is an installation that took place a couple of months ago. Our students had the chance to prepare this project and present it to the mayor and to other city officials. So we were really proud of our students. I mentioned briefly about construction management. This is a 4-year program, still under the architecture department. I already mentioned the job opportunities that our students have, over 100% placement rate. Again, it's a new profession and it's really in high demand. I think that we have, this is another competition that our students took place in, and it was for the construction management. They won first place. It is not the first year that they win first place. They went to this big event where over 1,000 students competed, and we won. So we were definitely very proud of them. Next slide, you see the blue color, so you know that now we're going to talk about design. We have 3 programs in our undergraduate design school: strategic design and management, product design, interior architecture and design. All programs are 4 years, and what I'd like to mention about this program is that the 3rd quarter of the 3rd year, you actually have the opportunity to go to Milan, Italy, where you can actually study at Domus. So we had our first cohort that went to Milan a few weeks ago, and we have a wonderful feedback. They're really enjoying what they're doing there, and it's a great experience. Again, the reason why we think that our school is great for design, as I mentioned multiple times, is the cooperation with Domus Academy. Again, it's a project-based learning, the same that I mentioned for architecture, so lots of real-life projects, and the quarter abroad in Milan during design weeks, so students are really exposed to the design culture in Italy. We're changing again, and we're going to talk about Media Design School of Digital Arts. We have 2 undergraduate programs, and they are Media Design and Game Art. And again, those are 4-year programs. Why choose our school for this? The thing that I like the most is the cooperation that we have with New Zealand. It seems really far, but with all the technology that we have nowadays, it's not really far. So our students can have a project done in cooperation with New Zealand. They do it through Skype, they do it through different platforms. Some of them, they actually go to New Zealand. They do a quarter abroad there, so that's another opportunity. And again, we have a very strong cooperation with the industry. Even for those programs, we have students who participate into competitions, and they're very successful at them. Thank you. So this is a very new award that one of our students was given, I believe, a month ago or so. It's the Eddie Award, and it's the award for advertisement. He came up with the logo and all the collateral material for a sushi restaurant. And again, he was one of our media design students. And now, because he won this, he can move on to, I believe, the regional, who is going to be the next competition. And it's a great recognition for the school. Because our audience is all international, we picked a couple of alumni, students from Mexico that came to our school, completed our Master of Architecture, see what they're doing now. So we have Claudia Salazar. She's actually also an adjunct professor here, so sometimes you might see her on campus. She worked for Gensler, which is a big architectural firm that Francesca mentioned before, and now she's managing a large territory of North America and Latin America. So again, coming to NewSchool, this is what she's accomplished now. And another example that we'd like to mention is Armando Ramos. He graduated from our Master of Architecture in 2003, and he has a very successful career where he worked with Getty Technology and then for a museum in Mexico City. So maybe in a few years it could be you on these slides. If you come to our school, see where your career takes you. Once you come to San Diego, great, you come to school, but where are you going to stay? You also need a place to stay, because you're not going to spend 24 hours at the school, even if a lot of students do. So this is a quick slide about our student housing option. We have several options, and if you go on our website, you can see everything in detail, but we just want you to know that once you come here, you will have all the support that you need. Actually, before you get here, we like to set you up with the best housing option for you. We have short-term, longer-term leases, and we try to keep you very close to campus, so you're not going to waste a lot of time commuting. As Francesca mentioned before, and I'm not going to repeat the same thing, but life in California is great, so you will also have a great balance of study and quality of life when you're here. We have a department here at the school that is actually called Students Life. So they also organize activities, and if you have any question when you're here, this is the department that is going to support you. So after we talked about school and housing and San Diego, what do you need to do to actually apply and being admitted to the school. So the first step would be your online application. You can find it on our website. It's very easy to fill out. It's going to take less than 10 minutes. You fill out your personal information and then you pick the program. When you apply, you will also have to pay the application fee, $75. And then if you apply to an undergraduate program, you will have to send in your high school transcripts. If you apply to a graduate program, you will have to send in your college transcripts. We need a statement of purpose. Basically, why do you want to come to our school? Let us know why you think our school is a good fit for you. We require a minimum GPA of 2.5 for undergrad or 2.7 for graduate. I know that in a lot of countries, the GPA scale is now on a 4.0 scale, so don't worry about it. We're going to convert the GPA for you. This is part of the admission package. English, of course, you have to be able to understand and speak English. So the requirements for the IELTS are 5.5 for undergraduate, 6.0 for graduate, and TOEFL is 80 on the IBT for undergraduate and graduate, and 550 on the paper. And for some courses, for some programs also the portfolio is available. This is just a general overview of admissions. Actually, when you apply, Fabiola and I will be taking care of your application, so we're going to give you all the details on this.
Next available date.
Next available dates, yes. So if you want to start, actually, you might have enough time to start in July. This is our summer intake. Our biggest intake is October, the first week of October, and the next one is going to be January of next year. This is just a brief overview about tuition. I'm not going to read all the numbers, but I just wanted to put, the tuition out there. If you go on the website, you can actually see the breakdown. The prices are slightly different between the design programs and the digital arts and the architecture programs, and then the graduate programs are a little higher. But if you go on the website, you can see all the prices. Just one more thing I want to mention, we do have scholarships available, and the information is available on the website. I am done for my part, and I'm going to pass it on to my colleague Melissa. She's going to talk to you about summer programs and short programs.
Yay, finally I get to speak. My name is Melissa Sesma. I'm the Regional Admissions Manager for the Americas, and I'm here to talk to you about our summer programs. Basically, in my personal and humble opinion, summer programs are very, very important. This is a great way for you to come to the school, experience what it's all about. I mean, words cannot really explain how it is to live here, to come to this school, to get to experience San Diego, California, even Mexico. And summer programs are a really great way. I always tell students, you're making a decision. If you're considering studying outside of your country, you're making a very, very important decision. Basically, a decision that will impact the rest of your life. So it's a great way to come check out the school, check out the city, get to know if the school is if it will be a good fit for what you're looking for, and at the same time, we get to know you. We can sit with you. Stefania and Fabiola from the admissions office can review your documents here, like in person. You can talk to the faculty, besides having a great experience in our 2-week program. Our 2-week programs for summer are basically during June, July, and August. I'll give you the dates in a bit. But the great thing about this is that the summer programs are very exclusive. We have around 15 students per program, meaning that you would get the one-on-one with the faculty members. The faculty members that you will have during the program are the same faculty members that you would have as teachers during the degree. So they would get to know you even beforehand. The program is very project-based, so meaning that we have students from all over the world. We put them into teams, and they get to work on a project. So you would basically have the opportunity to express that skill, to express that talent that you have in that specific area, being that design, architecture, or even media design, game art, and all the programs that we have. The minimum age for this is 16. You need to be fluent in English. We don't require the IELTS or any other test, but you need to be able to communicate effectively in English. We help you with the housing. We basically help you with getting accommodated to the area, to the school, and everything else. we have, like I said, students from all over the world, and I'm going to show you exactly the dates that we have available. So like I mentioned, we have design programs, architecture, and digital arts. Sessions run from June 22nd to July 2nd, from July 13th to July 24th, and the third session, July 27th to August 7th. You can come here for 2 weeks, or if you want to come here for 2 or 3 programs, you can stay up to a month and a half, for example, and take 3 different programs. This is great when you know you like to draw, you know you're artistic, you are undecided between architecture and design, for example, because I hear that a lot. So this is a great way for you to come and check out all the 3 programs that we have and determine what you want to study. Like I mentioned, it's a big decision you're making, and in my opinion, it's a great way to find out what is it that you really want to do for the rest of your life. So here on this slide, you can see that we have Comic-Con, June 22nd to July 2nd. Comic-Con, it's a comic festival, a comic convention that it takes place here in San Diego every year. We have people, again, from all over the world coming to San Diego during those dates to come to this event. So if you come within those dates, you can experience that as well. And we have also the ESL program, English as a Second Language. You can pretty much come here during July 27th and August 7th and take this 2-week program. We have on-campus workshops. We have off-campus excursions as well. You get to go out and get to familiarize yourself with the city, with your same group of people that you're studying the program. And this is open to everybody, especially if you are interested in later on pursuing a design, architecture, and media design degree. It would be very, very helpful. But in essence, it's open to everybody that wants to take the 2-week English degree. Like I said, well, the programs are just around the corner. They're about to start in a couple of weeks. We are still taking in applications, but it's very, very important that you can save your spot and you apply, like, when, Stefania?
Now.
Today, like, right now. No, really, because that way you can save your spot, like I said, and at the end I'm going to give Stefania's email address so you can send her a message directly. I also wanted to just touch base real quick on the exchange program. The exchange program is available for any student from any university that wants to come and study here for a quarter. Meaning that the intakes, we have them in October, January, and April. If you're watching and you're from one of our partner institutions, you can talk to Stefania about it. We have special promotions, special discounts. If you are from another university that we don't currently have an exchange program with, that's fine. We can still give you all the information and see a way that we can make this happen for you. So I think it's also very important to consider if you're currently studying that you need to have an exchange program within your degree. I mean, there's no other way around it. So this is it.
Stefania's contact
So
information.
that's my contact information. I don't know if you can read the email, it's still blurry. It's on the website. Anyway, it's scosta@newschoolarch.edu. So feel free to get in touch with me.
We're covering some questions now,
Yes.
but in case you think about something else, that's I would keep Stefania as your main point of contact. Moving on. So now we have our wonderful friend Fabiola that will help us manage the questions, and maybe you can read them out loud, and we'll see who the best person is to answer that.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Like Francesca said, my name is Fabiola. I work with international students as well. And you can't see me now, but I'm here.
She does exist.
So I do exist. So I'm going to start reading your questions. And again, if there's a question that I do not mention and you still want to get an answer for, you still have time to submit it. So please do. So, okay, the first question I have is, what kind of student activities do you guys offer?
Well, so we have a lot of different options depending on what the interest in. There are some activities related to sports that are planned by clubs that we have here at school. So we have some clubs and sort of fraternities type of groups that plan like soccer tournaments, some dodgeball kind of thing. I know that Ashley is the manager of the student life department. She plans a day of the day at the beach where students do a picnic and sort of beach activities like volleyball and more aquatic type of activities. They plan and organize activities related to also the majors that they're studying. So they have guest speakers coming in multiple times a year. There's a series of lectures that are offered for both current students and open to the public as well. Other activities that I can think of, job fairs that are exclusively open to new school students. We had some students that were actually hired on the spot. What else do they plan? They have guest speakers. They have sometimes speakers from institutions or accrediting body that talks about the licensing process if it's architecture related. We had some prominent designers joining NewSchool and talk about their experience as designers or presenting books that they recently produced, and then a lot of things just happen sometimes naturally. Students kind of get together, participate in a competition. It's a bit of kind of choosing probably the advantage that we have as a small school over the larger ones is that anything is basically possible. So what Ashley typically tells me is that, you know, she has a budget, of course, assigned to her department, and she usually listens to the students and see what they're interested in. So if there's a group of students interested in the same thing, she really makes it happen. And so it kind of varies depending on, you know, every year it kind of varies. There are certain events that happen regularly.
Perfect. Sorry, I'm a little sick, everyone. Sorry about that. Thank you so much, Francesca. Okay, so I'm going to pair up 3 questions that I received for the summer programs. First of all, the students want to know what's the deadline for the summer programs. Also, for the people or the students that actually apply, if they're still able to apply for an ESL or summer course scholarship.
So the deadline is 2 weeks prior to the start date. So the first program starts on the 22nd, so you have until 2 weeks prior to the 22nd of June to apply. The ESL program is the 3rd session, which starts in...
But don't wait until the last minute.
Yeah, don't wait until the last minute, because once spots filled up, then we have to turn you away. So I would definitely recommend to apply as soon as possible. The ESL program starts on July 27. Again, you can apply up to 2 weeks prior, but I would definitely encourage you to submit your application as soon as possible.
What about the scholarship programs? Do we have any scholarships for ESL or summer courses?
We don't have for ESL, and for summer program, we just closed it 3 days ago. We might reopen it, but for now, the deadline was May 1st.
Stefania, thank you. And now that you're answering questions about the summer programs and international opportunities, can you please tell me if we have any scholarships available for international students in general?
Yes, we do. It's for undergraduate students only. It's open only to international students. You will have to send in a project related to the area of study. So, for example, if you apply for an architecture program, you will have to send in a project related to architecture. All the guidelines are on the website, and you can win up to $10,000 per year.
Perfect, thank you. And Stefania, the last question for you that I have, unless somebody else from an international student wants to ask something else, I have an international student asking if he's able to transfer from his university, Carleton University, if he's able to transfer to NewSchool of Architecture and Design as an undergrad student for architecture.
Yes, you can. However, we cannot guarantee your placement. Meaning, for example, if you have already studied 2 years at your home institution, you might think that you can come here and study 3rd year, but because our school is so specific, maybe you haven't taken classes that are required to enter in 3rd year. So the short answer is yes, you can transfer at any time. We will have to take a look at your transcript just to let you know exactly what your placement is going to be.
I really suggest to, if you're really interested and committed to apply, submit your application, your portfolio, and I hope for the best. But you know, in some cases, students place.
But we definitely welcome transfer students.
Perfect. Thank you, Stefania. Francesca, and now a student is asking, what is the job placement rate for our institution? If you can answer that, please.
I believe that the most recent number that I've seen is 85% for 2013-14. That's the most. That's the official number that we can basically publish. I can tell you that in the last year, the Career Services Department did an amazing job with the new graduating class. So we are now up to 93%, and it's growing by day. So it kind of varies depending on the program. The one thing that we're very excited about is the fact that the architecture industry kind of came out of a pretty difficult time. So being able to hold these numbers is really speaks very highly of the department itself and the type of education that the school really offers. So thanks for the question. Good one.
Thank you. And then I have another student who just asked a question in regards to the summer course. How much does a summer course cost?
So for one session, we have two options. We have an option including housing, which is $2,090, and if you're interested in tuition only, meaning you're arranging your own housing, is $1,490.
Slightly less. There's a discount if you pick more than one session,
The one
right?
session, correct.
If multiple session, there's a discount.
If you do two sessions, it's $2,490. And we have an early bird discount until next Sunday, so 10% off the tuition.
Thank you, Stefania. And if anyone else has a question, I would definitely encourage you to submit it now. Otherwise, our question and answer panel is about to finish. Okay, so no more questions?
Lots of good questions, though.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very well. So,
Stefania's email?
Stefania's email? Yes, she mentioned the emails, I believe. So if this is it, I hope you really enjoyed the presentation. If you have additional questions, feel free to reach out to Stefania. We really hope that we answered, you got most of your questions answered at least, and you kind of got as excited as we are about New School of Architecture and Design, architecture in general, Design San Diego, and all the good stuff that we've covered today. We thank you for your time, and we hope to see you soon.
Thank you, everyone. Ciao.